And I gotta switch over
All right, take
this
your
as
time.
well. Gary.
Oh boy. Hi. So, it's funny. Takoyaki Fever. He was totally talking until I noticed the thing was dying, and then he went, "Oh crap." So we've realized that the computer decided to restart again. It was like something went wrong. So turns out that the issue there is that I think it might be the cam link. Like there's some issues there. Right hand Jewel Knight Andrew got Skyrim on the Switch and reached level 153 within 1 to 2 months. Do I have a problem? Hmm. I mean, no, I don't think it's that bad.
Okay.
That is hilarious.
Eh.
It's really funny. I saw that and I went, oh man.
Incoming.
Yep.
Alright, so. Okay, just making sure that it's.
But yeah,
So,
I
yeah,
think the cam link may have to have a.
an update.
I had a great joke about the story of Zeus seducing a mortal. You want to hear it? Yes. I want to hear it, Hannah. I want to hear your joke. Yeah. Also, turns out the angle of the foils on the X-wing to the you're locked in solitary prison. How are you pregnant? Oh, you haven't heard. That's pretty good, Hannah. So, it turns out that the angle of the wings of the X-wing to their main position is actually 44 degrees. So, you know, three, three, one. Here we go.
I'm just making sure everything's still picking up, guys.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
You guys didn't read my message. I did. I saw your message.
What was it?
It was about hitting level 153 in 1 to 2 months on Skyrim on the Switch.
Nice.
It's not that bad.
No, not at all. Good job.
All right. And we're back. Yeah, I hope so. Um,
Can you hear audio?
no.
Oh boy. All right. I think I know why.
Okay. I believe you.
Hold on
24/7
one
YouTube
second.
live stream plays instrumental covers of songs from Ghibli movies. Fantastic. Also, I think I may have found your weakness, Ben. I mean,
All right.
if
Hold on just one second, everybody.
all right, if the answer was
And
dog bites, I mean, you're probably not wrong. I just had to watch your old videos and find out what made you laugh in non-challenges. But here's the thing. I wasn't trying not to laugh. Great reaction, guys. Thank you, Nicholas Castaneda. Wait, wait,
come on.
wait, wait, wait.
There it is.
Hey! Okay. Now we gotta fix it over here. But, anyway, hey.
Still no sound.
Uh, nope.
Ah, great. Okay.
Well, we're doing this again.
When are we not? To be honest.
Yep. Do you believe that Cinder's actually dead?
No.
God, I hope so, but she's not.
She's not.
Forbidden to answer. Do you think we, as creators of fiction, copy Tolkien's races just to say we crafted a world? In short, do you find this annoying? No, because here's the thing. Those races were not something that Tolkien just came up with. What he did was he repurposed them. We're going to talk about what just happened, or what just happened was the streams of butt.
Yeah.
The computer decided to restart. I think probably because the cam link.
The cam link's fucking up.
The computer.
Cam link's fucking up.
Give me a second.
As much as we sing the praises of that thing, it still needs work.
It's fantastic.
Oh yeah,
but it's not quite there yet.
No, still needs work. It's just like OBS Studio in the beginning. It needed work. That's why I didn't switch over to OBS Studio until I'd say about a year after it was first developed, because it didn't have the implementation that the original OBS had. Okay.
It is a... other people are having this problem. So, that is... that, I am glad that other people are having this problem. So, YouTube finally punished Logan Paul. Interesting. What happened there? Like, what did they do? No, I don't think you have a problem, Jewel Knight Andrew. Especially if that's the only game you're playing on the Switch. Makers and crafting bland. See, I mean, the thing is, like, those races have been so ingrained in modern society that it's very difficult.
Not a bizarre JoJo. Here's the kicker about Salem as a villain. We've barely seen her.
Yeah, she's done practically nothing. We've seen, like, all we have seen is her minions doing things. That's it. That's all we've seen.
So, Nate, SWAT Cats are returning. Your thoughts? If they ruin it, I'm going to be very, very upset.
Well, yeah.
YouTube's agenda to bring down their own creators, not a very bright thing. Well, here's the thing. I agree that YouTube focusing a little bit too much on, like, the big boys, case in point, ABC, NBC, and all that, and just pretty much giving them premier treatment here on YouTube versus, creators who've busted their ass to try and build a network on here. That to me is just asinine and makes no sense. Now, as for people like Logan Paul who made a very bad choice and I think deserves to be punished for it in some ways, I don't think that, okay, does he deserve to lose his channel? No. Does he deserve to be punished? Yes. Should he reconsider his actions with great, great care? Yes. As Anna Akana, who I love to death, I love Anna Akana. She's a very talented YouTuber, and she's a very, very talented actress. she's of Japanese descent, and she saw what Logan Paul did and was appalled. She had every right to be.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the kicker with it. This is a culture clash of American society versus Japanese society. This will continue to happen as long as there are different societies on planet Earth, as there should be. People from different societies will experience different things. It's just like this Japanese store used fucking in their advertising because they thought it was American slang for awesome. That's a culture clash. Now, it's by no means the same level as what Logan Paul did, but there's always going to be moments where we are going to not understand one another, and we are going to do things that is going to reflect very badly.
Appalled. Boo, boo! I say.
Oh, Red. That one was too easy, Red. Come on. Try and be a little more inventive with that.
Well, anyway, so okay, what happened to him?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
I don't think anybody said yet.
Let me look.
I'll step out. No, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Nate makes dumb jokes like that all the time. I also make dumb jokes like that all the time. So, no worries.
Okay. So.
Oh.
Okay, YouTube has turned off all of his ads. Ouch. Okay, he has been taken off of YouTube's most lucrative advertising tier and scrapped his YouTube-sponsored movie.
And now he's lost all ads for tasering a rat. Scroll up.
Trespassing.
Scroll up.
And promoting the Tide Pod Challenge.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think Logan Paul's actions in Japan can be entirely blamed on culture clash. Like, for example, he was being loud and obnoxious in a temple and jumping on the backs of semi-trucks. You wouldn't do either of those things in America.
Well,
so yeah,
well,
I think I agree with
well,
you.
no, you see, in certain cases, jumping on the back of semi-trucks, they do that in India. That's actually how buskers travel whenever they don't have any way to travel on their own. Yeah. I mean, that's how they travel in certain countries. Now, you see, culture. You see, we can take in different things from culture, but yet that doesn't mean we understand it. I mean, honestly, I've taken in a lot from Japanese culture. I mean, I've taken in, their etiquette a lot. Some things for their etiquette. Like wearing shoes in houses. That is a big no-no. That is a immense disrespect. I also have taken in a lot of other things that, honestly, I'd have never known about if I wouldn't have watched, like, have a love for Japanese anime like I do. I mean, for me, what Logan Paul did, he did the right thing by removing the video and then apologizing. Having the knee-jerk reaction of, like, deleting his channel, like so many were asking for in the beginning, I think is too much because honestly, he'll continue to do stupid things. He's a kid. He's 22 years old. I mean, if I were punished for every single thing I did when I was 22 years old, I'd probably be in jail right now. I'm being honest.
Yeah. So Hannah points out, it's like Logan Paul knew they didn't do that in Japan. So
he knew they didn't do that in Japan?
I mean, see, that's the thing, is you have to weigh what somebody does and does not know. Now, in any case, what he did, a lot of the things that he did, and it sounds like, quite honestly, a lot of the things that he does in general are very disrespectful to a lot of people.
Well, truth is, hell, Ben, to some people out there, you and I are disrespecting things. You know why? Because we're just sitting here playing a video game instead of actually doing something else with our lives. But, honestly, this is our life to lead. Logan Paul's going to do stupid shit. I mean, he's a dumb kid. I mean, honestly, and that doesn't excuse everything that he does. But honestly, to me, I'm not gonna say I see where he's coming from when he does dumb stuff, because I'd never be caught dead doing the stuff that he does. But
And
honestly,
well, Nate,
he's being punished for what he's done.
Nate, why would you not be caught dead doing some of the stuff that he does? Tell me.
Well,
that.
because in all honesty, I know when to pull back on certain things. He doesn't.
So would
because I've learned from experience.
So would you say that he should know better?
Well, he should know better, but you learn from experience in a lot of these regards. Because here's the thing.
But here's the thing.
People look before they leap all the time. All the time.
Leap before they look. You mean.
People need to learn to look before they leap.
Yes.
That's what I meant to say.
Now,
when Logan Paul did what he did the right thing by deleting the video immediately. Now, this didn't stop people from reposting it, and then them seeing the extent of what he did to, in full regard, which, honestly...
What upgrade do you want to do for Heather's PC? We're trying to get her a new graphics card.
Yeah, new graphics card and
okay,
all
so
that.
we're going to set her up with a new computer.
Yeah, I've got a lot of the stuff already. But honestly... Logan Paul doesn't seem to respect others, and, well, that's his prerogative. But, honestly, it's not upon us to condemn... Well, honestly, I've said this in the past. It's just like when people don't like what we do. Don't watch us. I don't watch Logan Paul. I watch, 2 or 3 of his vlogs. Yeah, and it was him doing dumb shit to his brother.
You learn from experience. Here's the thing. I don't think Logan will learn anything from his experience. I'd say that's true.
Well, time will tell. Time will tell. I don't know if he will. If he does, hallelujah. But if he doesn't, well, I guess he's doomed to just keep repeating until he eventually fucks up and gets kicked off YouTube.
Those who fail history are doomed to repeat it.
Well, I didn't fail history. History was my go-to.
Yeah, I know. It's just that's the joke.
Well,
those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it.
Yeah. So time will tell. Logan Paul has been pretty much punished, I think, to the full extent that he can be punished without his channel being taken away from him and just deleted. I mean,
why the fuck did he edit and upload that video?
Well, first off, he didn't edit the video. He had his editor with him, and he had final say on the final cut. But actually, I don't know whether to believe him on this or not. The final cut that he approved actually had a lot more censoring. Of the body. Now, that doesn't mean he had the right to show any form of the body whatsoever.
Correct.
Period. Now, I don't know what to believe and what not to believe. I don't know. But truth is, we can argue about this all day and night. The truth is, the action's been done. It's over. And honestly, he can either learn from this or he can repeat it. I'm hoping he learns from it, and I'm hoping that he sets a better example for YouTubers. He sets a better example for YouTubers and because over 10 million subscribers, dude. And him doing, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would say on one hand I'm appalled, but I gotta stop using it because they're gonna keep making that stupid pun.
Yeah.
I would say on one hand I'm utterly appalled at what he's done, but on the other hand, given what he did to get the subscribers that he's got, in all honesty, I just don't think maybe he understood the boundaries of what he could and couldn't do. Now, this doesn't excuse what he did. So this is just me saying, learn from this and become a better person. That's really all you can say at this point, because there's no taking it back. You can't erase YouTube history. Well, you can, but honestly, this is too big to erase.
You see, that's the thing, though. You can't. And this is proving once again, because, for example, do you remember the React World fiasco?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And how they took down the video?
Well, yeah, they took down the video.
And then the video came back?
Well, yeah. And then they apologized and said that we've withdrawn everything. And now the Fine Brothers have recovered because they learned from their mistake.
Okay. What they basically said was, sorry, not sorry.
Pretty much, yeah. and
But
honestly, they felt like they were in the right, but eventually YouTube, their fan base and where they get all their moolah from said, "You guys are stupid." No. And for which they responded, "Okay, we'll pull out of this." And honestly, they learned from it. And now they're back up to gaining the subscribers that they were gaining before the incident even happened. I mean, time heals a lot of wounds. Now, this is nowhere near as heinous as what Logan Paul did.
right.
I mean, this is people taking out a patent to patent the word react, whereas Logan Paul filmed a dead man's body and didn't send. He shouldn't have shown it. Period.
I'd like to. Ryan Simpson says, "I'd like to mention he's an adult and was surrounded by other people who should, in theory, know better."
Well, you got to think about this as well. More and more nowadays, I'm seeing this. I'm seeing the lowered maturity rate of people in the world nowadays. I mean, hell, I'm no one to say anything about it. I mean, hell, I lived with my mom even into my late 20s. So, what does that say about my maturity
That
rate?
was not necessarily a maturity issue.
In some cases, it was.
In some ways, it was, sure. But in some ways, it's like you didn't have the wherewithal at the time to afford to move out.
No, I didn't. And
so, that's... I mean, you do what you have to do to survive. You didn't want to live there.
No, I didn't.
Right. You wanted to live on your own.
Yes. And
which is different from other people who are just like, I don't want to leave the security. That's a different thing entirely.
Yeah. And which maybe that's one of the things that factored into why they didn't say anything to Logan, because if you disagree with Logan, who's to say Logan's just not like, bro, why are you harshing on my vibes, man?
Which, I mean, is another problem.
Yeah, I know, and that's I don't know if that's the thing. I don't know if that's the thing, though. You see, this isn't me saying that's what happened. So you see, this is another thing that happens on the internet as well. Everybody jumps to conclusions before they have the full story. Everybody does this nowadays. As soon as a hint of a story breaks online, everybody's already jumping on the bandwagon, expecting the worst. And look, it's a complicated situation to think about. But so far, Logan Paul pretty much received the same kind of punishment as PewDiePie. He was taken off of Google Preferred. Actually, he got worse than PewDiePie, because PewDiePie still had ads rolling, and still does. Whereas Logan will not have ads rolling for an X amount of time.
Yeah.
Depending on how severe YouTube wants to make this.
Hopefully, very. So he learns his lesson.
Well, I think maybe they'll do 3 to 6, maybe 6 months. And to me, I think that's good. What are you expecting? Like 3 to 5 years?
I don't know. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, whether or not...
And his name is John
okay?
Cena!
Yeah,
he goes right there.
Okay.
Get her
now,
a good graphics card.
He's already...
Thank you guys for an amazing Saturday night.
Not just
Rum
a fair
and
amount
Coke,
of bad publicity.
Custard vape.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the
But also,
Renegades.
monetary... it's been shown monetarily, hey, maybe you need to reconsider what you're doing, right? Because he was already punished for the Japan issue, right?
Well, he was taken off of the Google Preferred.
There was a great amount, yes, he got taken off of Google Preferred. They dropped all the stuff for it. Whoa, donation. What?
Oh, another donation?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Whoa!
We got the whole thing now.
Fuck.
Let's look and see who that was.
Shit.
So that was...
That was MechVape.
That was MechVape again.
Get her a good graphics card. We will.
We will.
Thank you guys for an amazing Saturday night. Rum and Coke, Custard Vape, and the Renegades. All right.
Thank you.
We get it. You vape.
We get it. You vape, bro. No. It's you're cool.
But the thing is, you would think that one punishment would be enough, right?
Well,
you would think
for
that
one
a person
for one action one action on what he did, being taken off Google Preferred, that's a lot.
yes,
That's a lot.
like
but
he
go ahead.
he saw consequences for his actions.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Now, he decided that it was a good idea to continue on with what he was doing. For example, tasing a rat.
Well,
Supporting the Tide Pod Challenge,
which
could actually kill people.
Here's the thing, though. In the beginning, there were other YouTubers and other influencers out there who were, but as soon as people started getting sick and pulling it, then everybody started pulling back. Now,
except for Logan Paul.
No. Logan Paul, he pulled it as well. Because his one thing was he didn't delete the tweet as soon as people started getting sick. Maybe he forgot about it. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
But also tasing a rat.
Okay.
Now
I've dealt with rats. I've dealt with rats. If he did it on his own property to get it, to get it out of his, house, that's his business. I am against animal cruelty, but rats are rats, and rats can chew through a sewer pipe. I mean, honestly, my grandmother. You know what my grandmother did?
Nate, you're not letting me get.
Go ahead. Sorry.
He's doing more stupid stuff that should be that he should know better than to do. Also, the rat was already dead.
Oh, okay. So it was already dead.
So think about it.
Mm.
He should know better than this. He should know better than to encourage this kind of behavior, because that's essentially what he's doing. Whether he, oh, hey, we are actually role models for people.
Well, honestly, he never asked to be. I mean, honestly, YouTubers never asked to be role models. But regardless, they are.
See, that's the thing. It doesn't matter. You are. You have to have some form of responsibility for actions taken when your actions could affect a very large number of impressionable people.
Well, yeah, you need to tell them, hey, don't do this at home.
Yeah, which he doesn't do, because he's like, no, it's fine.
I mean, how do you know that?
I
mean, honestly, I didn't see the video, so I don't know if he had the warning beforehand.
I almost guarantee you he didn't.
You never know, though. I mean, it's never proper to assume. I mean,
it's a responsibility you take on.
Well, yeah.
Funk Overload has stated. I mean, that's...
Well, it's a responsibility you take on, but here's the thing. People are not always going to agree with me. I get that. That's why I've always said in the beginning, you should never try and please everybody.
I don't always agree with you.
No, I know you don't. And I respect you, and I respect you on that front. I mean, you have the right to disagree with me. You have the right to have an opinion of your own.
Yeah.
I don't want an echo chamber in here where everybody's just agreeing all the time. I mean, when you're right, and I will say that. But to me, when I see someone like Logan Paul, someone who built his channel up, over years and years of, doing what he's done, have I always liked what Logan Paul's done? No. For me, he is the more, well, before the whole incident in Japan, he was the more tame of the Paul brothers, because
boy, isn't that a weird thing to say?
No, it isn't. Jake willingly set his own pool on fire.
Yeah.
Threw gasoline in there and set his own pool on fire for views. That's it. I mean, it's destructive behavior that I do not approve of. And Logan Paul has destructive behaviors that I do not approve of. But he has the right. He has the right to do those things.
Right there. Maybe he's doing it because he knew he would get more views on his channel, although most of them are negative. He messed up the first time. I mean, debatable, but okay. He had to know what he was doing the second time.
You mean for the...
Yeah. For like, oh, hey, I'm going to tase this rat.
Well...
Oh, hey, I'm going to support the Tide Pod Challenge.
Okay. like I said, others have supported the Tide Pod Challenge as well. But as soon as kids started getting sick, they pulled their. You see, this is the thing. Everybody's assuming the worst. You never assume the worst. Always look for every discernible doubt, because the very moment you get rid of all discernible doubts, it's absolute. I mean, honestly, I don't know the whole story. I mean, I'll read more into it, and heck, I don't know, maybe I'll make a vlog video, just saying, hey, this is my opinion on things.
I mean,
this doesn't reflect.
We probably won't.
I might by myself. I don't know.
I mean, well, but the thing is, like, I think that's getting more into the drama.
Well,
which I don't think we want to do.
No, well, here's what I'll say though. If I do a video, I mean, if I do, I'm not saying I will. If I do, I will say this is reflective of my views alone, not the rest of the Renegades, just me. I don't want this to come back on them. So, if you disagree with me, tell me, talk to me about it, and we can have a logical discussion about this. I mean, I guarantee I'm going to say, because, there's people out there still who defend Logan Paul's actions from the Japan incident. Yeah, some of his fans who, you want to know the kicker with most of his fans? Most of his fans are, well, actually, it's actually split half and half. Half men, or half young boys between the ages of 18 and 24, and half young girls between the ages of 13 and 25. No, he's popular in both spectrums. And a lot of the people who have defended him have been women, which is surprising to me. But honestly, they're his fans, so they can do and say whatever they want, honestly.
Yeah, I think it might be time for us to move on. Something a little different.
Well, I'm just talking just talking about the subject at hand, but yeah, whatever you want to move on to.
I mean, people have been saying, it's like, can we move on? I'm like, yeah, let's move on.
Who?
Various people in the chat were like, when did Let's Build a Spaceship turn into a discussion about Logan Paul? I'm like, yeah.
Well, you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, we had an hour-long discussion about about certain I forget what it was, but it was completely different from what we were watching. It was completely uninvolved with what we were watching.
You mean every video we ever record?
No, usually in some videos we stay on topic. Notice I said some. Not most. Notice I said some, not most.
Very few.
No,
Well, what's the deal with their life? Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember in some videos, like, we go off on tangents that honestly are not relative to what we do. That's kind of what we do. I mean, we just talk about whatever's on our minds.
Let's see. But yeah, so I think maybe I've finally got this wing design figured out, but we'll see. I'm afraid that it's gonna be. Oh no, that's not bad.
No,
that's not bad. I thought that was gonna look way worse.
Thoughts on Twitch guidelines? Okay.
Oh, they've changed Twitch guidelines. Yeah. I don't know anything about it.
Well, Twitch guidelines, I've heard different. I mean, ever since they banned the whole, ever since they banned a lot of the whole, lingerie streamers and just stuff like that. Ever since I heard about that ban, I was just like, huh, okay, so they're wanting to like, I guess, go more in a gamer oriented direction. But the very moment Meg's channel got blocked, all because her original picture on her channel was her in lingerie, which it's her business to post that if she wants to. But honestly, the ever-changing paradigm that is the internet.
Yep.
I mean, at one moment, everything's okay. And then the very next moment, something gets banned. Another thing gets banned. Another thing gets banned. And some of these bans I agree with. Like, for instance, taking a lot of the death videos off of YouTube. I remember, like, early on YouTube, Do you remember the YouTube channels called like the Faces of Death?
No.
Okay. Early on, YouTube was a mess because it was pretty much videos of like posting macabre shit, like the death of Vic Morrow from the Twilight Zone movie.
Ooh.
That video is still up, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah, it shows him and one of the two extras that was with him getting decapitated.
Jesus.
It shows frame by frame. You see Vic Morrow and the one of the child actor that he had like up on his hip and was like carrying out of the scene.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, you see just them disappear into a fluttered mess of helicopter blades and water flying up. And then they do a slow motion frame by frame, and you see their heads come flying off.
Dear God.
To me, I never had a more like chill down my spine when I was a kid first getting on YouTube, because I thought that's all YouTube was in the beginning. Just like creepy shit like that. And
now we work on
it. Oh God. Yeah, it actually, here's the thing. The two child actors that they used in that scene were obtained, or actually they use illegal, but
we're obtained.
The permission to use the children was obtained illegally because in this country they had no child labor laws.
Mm-hmm.
And thus they got the parents' permission, but in order to have the children properly, be actors in the film, you had to go through the government, and they figured, hey, we can get that sorted out after we get these scenes filmed, because hey, we only have a limited amount of time here because Vic Morrow's got other projects to go on to.
What was
And then all hell broke loose. And the helicopter crashed, which was an ugly, ugly, ugly thing to see.
So, okay, guys, what do you think of this wing design? Because let me... I'm not sure.
Well,
is it some sort of spoopsman? I mean, I don't know. It sounds mighty spoopy to me. But,
it is.
What do you guys think of this wing design? Because I need opinions.
Well,
on it.
go down to where they can actually see the full spread of the wing.
Okay, so this bottom half is not done, obviously.
No,
but the
are you going for a two fin look or a tri fin?
I'm going for the two. That middle one is more just.
Well, I know it's to. I see
Yeah.
now it's to size it up.
Yeah, because it's good, but what are you building? I'm working on an airship, and I'm trying to get a design in place for.
Dakota Jennings says it's damn good. The Reject says it is good.
Cool.
It's good, but what are you building? Says Shadow
Yeah,
Wolf.
I'm working on an airship design.
Very reminiscent of Novacore.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. Daniel Clark. Yes, I am very aware of Dr. Disrespect. I am aware of of what he did. The man cheated on his wife with another woman who he met. Who he met over Twitch. So, honestly, to me, I see that as, marital issues are always something that are ugly to witness. I mean, I witnessed my parents' divorce firsthand.
Let's be fair. You were witnessing some of that today.
Oh yeah, I was witnessing that again today. More fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, me, I'm sort of desensitized to it all because
you've been through it.
I've been through it
multiple times.
But however, the fact that Dr. Disrespect did this, and the fact that his wife, whom he loves, he loved or maybe still loves, I don't know. It's really complex when it comes to the person who does the cheating usually is, feels like they do it out of some sort of twisted guilt. that's one thing I've heard that, in terms of the psyche. I mean, I've never been the one. Okay, I have been cheated on, but I've never been the cheater. I mean, I've never. If I ever was, I mean, hell, I always viewed the cheater as someone who was just like utterly disgusting, who I never would have met. But I realized a long time ago that the cheater is a human being just like anyone else, makes mistakes and has flaws.
Ben, will you do a snow speeder? I don't know. I don't know if I'll do a snow speeder or not.
And Dr. Disrespect, what he did was awful. And now
Would you go so far as to say
disrespectful?
Disrespectful.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Thank
Blah
you.
blah blah.
Thank you.
I've heard it all before.
Yeah, I'm not original. We all knew that.
Are you looking forward to One Punch Man season 2? Hell yes.
So
Hell
apparently,
yes.
it's not being done by Studio Madhouse.
I'm both worried and in fear. Daniel Clark, win Nostalgia Critic Cool World. Look, here's the thing. Nostalgia Critic Cool World, I've wanted to do it, but the kicker with it is just timing. Because when all the movie trailers came out, we had to do them.
Yeah,
we had no time to do almost anything else other than Ruby.
This week was a movie trailer dump.
Yeah, in which
it was and boy, what a dump it was.
Oh yeah,
Iron Turd Justice,
a glorious dump.
I need to use the word dump again, just to finish off the joke. Anyway,
well, you could make this your dumping ground.
Ooh, that got dark. Anyway, but yeah, there are so many videos that we need to react to.
Yeah,
there are so many. But
look,
the problem is of time.
Yeah. Look, here's the thing. Micah, because of his job situation, has been more freed up here recently. I'm actually considering asking him to potentially do a second day of reacting.
Yeah, it'd be fine with me.
I'd be up for that too. And plus, that'd give us more time to do, like, the TV series ideas that we wanted to do.
We could get back, we could have a lot more, we'd have a lot more time to build up, a backlog.
Yes.
Which, I remember the days when we had a backlog.
Yeah.
Wasn't that nice?
Yeah. Oh, I agree, Hannah. Knowingly cheating, I wouldn't forgive either. But at the end of it all, after time goes on, you either forgive or you don't. Now, whatever Dr. Disrespect's wife does, I mean, honestly, it's up to her. She holds all the cards in this regard. And I've seen marriages that have had the cheating scenario in it. One in my family that I can't go into. It's not my parents or anything. Neither of my parents ever did. But one that did happen in my family that wound up to be very, very ugly. Eventually, the party that cheated was forgiven. And they're still happily married. I didn't expect it, actually. I expected the marriage to end because their marriage had actually been, I felt, on the rocks for some time. But, hey, it just goes to show you, sometimes time can heal wounds, and forgiveness is really all you need. But
sometimes
like
time
I said,
heals all wounds. Sometimes time wounds all heals.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's really all up to the parties involved. Now, we can be outsiders and look from the outside in and tell you our 2 cents and what we would do in that situation. But honestly, we're just flies on the wall, really.
Oh.
As much as I want to say, yeah, I'd divorce his ass and all that. She's gonna be the one to make the choice. Devilman Crybaby, I have not seen that. Could you drag Caleb to be in another video? Only if he's free from work. That's the one thing that really prevents Caleb from being here, is work.
Yeah, his work schedule is
Nuts.
not great.
Yeah, his work schedule is nuts. And we want to do as much as we can to have Caleb in videos, but we can't. It's one thing to cheat in high school, but marriage is different. I agree, Bone. I agree. Marriage is
Looking great.
Is that more? It's that vow that you promise. You know, whether you promise it in front of God or you promise it, you know, in front of witnesses, in front of family members and loved ones, you are making a promise to have and to hold that person for the rest of your life, forsake all others. And, you know, there's some people who can live up to that, and there's some people who can't. Uh-oh.
No, hold on. Just give it a minute.
It's loading in blocks.
It's a rendering thing. It happens.
Okay.
Will you pull up the? Just worry.
Okay, we're still good.
I get worried.
Did you watch Tiger Sword versus Epion? No, haven't. I don't think we have Thundergall.
No, I don't think we have.
Thrutter Gel. I can't. Thrudge.
It's
Thrudgler.
That one's hard. That one's hard to pronounce.
Fludge Mirator. Thrudge. Thrudgel Mirator.
What job does Caleb have? He works at a paper mill.
And is very busy.
Also works second shift. So
yeah,
evening to early morning. So essentially, like, he's probably getting off.
Caleb is a night crawler.
He's getting off work here pretty soon.
Yeah, Caleb is a night crawler pretty much at his job.
But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know about this wing design. Oh, it's things wearing off.
Daniel Clark, did I have a crush on I had a crush on Roxanne from a Goofy movie. That's one thing. I mean, honestly, me, I remember early on I actually was just like, what was her name? Jessica Rabbit. I mean, I found Jessica Rabbit to be very attractive. And, you know, later on I realized she's a cartoon. I mean, there is no human being that has those proportions and can exist, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, literally there's
no way you can't fit all of a person's functional organs in there.
No, I mean, a waist that is literally about as big around as, I'd say a football has more circumference than that woman's waist.
So if we did
Batman versus Black Panther, I think they just team up.
I mean, yeah.
Because Black Panther would see what Bruce Wayne brings to the table, and Bruce Wayne would see what T'Challa brings to the table. And he'll just be like, "Hey man, sorry, hold on. Hey, do you want to work together? I would not be against that."
Yeah, no, they're
and they'd be bros. I mean, honestly,
Good night, Renegades. Good night, Jose Rodriguez.
Good night, Jose. Take care.
So, if we
Nate and Hollywood, but she's Kim Basinger. Actually, she's more cartoonishly proportioned than Kim Basinger. Kim Basinger is a beautiful woman still, but honestly, her versus Hollywood is very. I'd say she's probably more Jessica Rabbit than she is Kim Basinger, because, well, actually, if you look, her proportions change throughout the film. Like, it depends on her outfit. Like, when her outfit is like when her outfit is like a tube top, like, her proportions actually are a little bit smaller. But when her outfit is actually like a V cut, like her proportions are bigger. It's just like, come on, man. Look, Ralph Bakshi. I have all the respect for Ralph Bakshi, but good freaking God, man. Did you have to go that far with the freaking with your freaking animated dream lady?
Clearly, the answer to that was yes. All right, let's see.
Oh Lord, this is.
Does that freak you out?
No. It's just the rendering. It having to render all that.
Yeah.
It's like
So yeah.
Holy.
Sorry, just had to extend out the. I'm building I had to extend out the plane of it so
Kim,
I can.
Kim Basinger actually played Hollywood in Wayne's World 2. Yeah, she played Garth's dream woman who actually asked Garth to kill somebody for her, which was ridiculous. It was so ridiculous it worked.
Penny Cosmo, if that's their
Dr. Pepper or Pepsi?
Dr. Pepper, absolutely Dr. Pepper.
Coca-Cola.
Pepsi and Coke both make my teeth hurt.
I prefer Coke because to me, Pepsi has a little bit too much of a bittersweet taste. That's just me, though. There's some people out there who prefer Pepsi, and to those people I say, good on you.
I mean, sure. You know, any taste, that's fine.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
I don't mind. I don't mind people having a different taste than me. Would the team name be
Bat Panther? That's weird.
Actually, my friend Beeman. He wanted to be a superhero for Halloween, and he couldn't decide on who he wanted to be.
Oh no!
So what he did was he blew out his afro as much as he could, and he got a Batman outfit and cut the top off of it, no ears, and just had his afro popping out of it.
That's pretty.
And
fantastic.
instead of a bat symbol, he actually Stitch tore that off. You know, the little Stitch tear.
Yeah.
And
Stitch Ripper.
Yeah, Stitch Ripper, and
I've dealt with that.
Yeah, and then instead he put on a black power symbol, and he said, "I'm Black Man." I couldn't stop laughing. Me and Clint were dead in the floor. Clint was Superman. And here comes Beeman out of the bathroom, just like I'm Black Man.
Oh,
Beeman is a funny dude. If I
all
ever have a
of the
chance
air
to get him,
left my lungs, and I went.
It's okay. Breathe, man. Breathe.
What?
I'm Black Man.
There goes the demonetization. Yup. That's yep.
Hey, Beeman's black. All right. So honestly, it was his joke to make. And hell, you want to know an even more? I'm not gonna say messed up, but you want to know an even more crazy story?
Sure.
A guy named Simon. He's from the Netherlands.
Okay.
He was he was in this frat house, Pi Lam.
Okay.
Pi Lam was pretty much half black, half white.
Mm-hmm.
You know who he dressed up as for Halloween one year?
Oh no.
Rick James.
Oh no.
In blackface.
No, that's no.
You know what happened?
Dead.
No.
Dead.
Everybody loved him. Dead. No, honestly, he posed for pictures that night with his with not only his fellow Pylam brothers, his fellow Pylam brothers who happened to be black, but like the other black students who came. They didn't care. I was just like, what quasi world is this? Is it because he's European? Is it because he's from the Netherlands?
Look,
I don't know.
Fraternities are weird, man.
I know.
I've told you the story about...
Frats are weird.
I've told you the story about having a roommate in college who was in a fraternity.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah, so... he was in a fraternity, and that was fine. Everything was good. Except that he... So he got sick one time, and I was sort of, keeping an eye on him, because it's like, I'm going to be a good roommate, I'm going to keep an eye on him. And so it's 11 o'clock, and, I've made sure that he's sort of squared away, because, dude, being sick and alone is the worst.
Yeah.
So, I sort of make sure that he's all right. It's 11 o'clock. I go to get in the bed, and he, we get a knock at the door, and I'm going, oh my God, what the fuck? And I open it, and there's 4 or 5 guys out there. It's like, hey, is TJ here? I went, yeah. Can we come in? TJ, is that okay with you? I mean, yeah, I guess. All right. So they come in, and they're hanging out with him, making sure, checking on him at 11 o'clock. And they're sitting there. I'm trying to read my book, you know.
Of course. As you do.
And I hear another knock at the door.
Oh, no.
And I go to open it. Actually, I look through the peephole, and I go, what the fuck?
Like, what the hell is this happy horse
I open the door. It is a man bigger in every proportion than Nate is. Taller, wider, the whole deal.
So Clint. Just joking. Go ahead.
In an ill-fitting Winnie the Pooh costume. And he's just like, hey, is this TJ's room?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's back there. I think he's got some honey with him.
And, like, he just comes walking in, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? That was what happened. No, you think I'm making this up?
No.
No.
I've heard some weird frat shit too. Not the weirdest thing. I'll actually save that stuff for a little bit later, if it comes to that. But Clint, you know what he had to do for him during his time as a pledge?
What's that?
He had to do. You had this pledge pin that you wore,
right?
And you had a secret thing that you did every time that pledge pin was pressed. Like, they walk up to it and they'd press it like a button.
No.
And what they did and what was required of you was that you were given this by your big brother, your big, there was no one in his frat bigger than Clint, but his older, his big brother in the frat.
Yes, his mentor.
Yeah, his mentor in the frat was then told you what you had to do whenever that pin was pressed.
Mm-hmm.
Clint's thing was that he had to recite the Lord's Prayer from Boondock Saints.
What?
And shepherds we shall be, for thee, my Lord, for thee. Yeah, the whole thing. He knew it verbatim.
Dear God.
And here's the thing. Clint told me that that this was required of him. Like, it didn't matter. In class, on campus, anywhere. He could be told to do that. And then I asked him one day, I was just like, Clint, how long does this last? He's like, it's supposed to last pretty much the entire week. And I'm like, how many more days you got to go? He's like, I got pretty much 4 or 5 days left. I'm like, okay. And then he was just like, you motherfucker. And he stood up and he was just like, in shepherds we shall be, for thee, my Lord, for thee. He sits back down and he's just like, I
hate you, man.
He's like, everybody gets one.
Everybody gets one.
Especially you. And I'm like, okay. So, yeah, I couldn't help it. I was just like, all right, boop. And,
okay, so, yeah, we're going to have to,
wow.
We're going to have to arc that off a little bit. Because that's too damn much.
That wing is too damn big.
It is too damn big.
Yeah, Boondock Saints is a great movie. Alexander Anderson was right. Nate, do you try a 5.77 T-Rex rifle? No, I have never done that.
Frats are dumb cults. You're correct.
Frats are fun. It depends. It's for different people. I mean, Ben, what was your favorite club in high school or college?
I wouldn't be a part of any club that would have me.
Okay. Say that there was a
no, I'm kidding.
Say that there was a D&D club.
I mean, there never was,
but say that there was.
Yeah, I'd be in.
Okay. And say that instead of frats being the most popular thing, D&D club was the most popular thing.
Bull fucking shit.
No. Go with me on that. You never know. Tides change, dude. Times change, people change. And you never know.
Pocket change.
Exactly.
Pocket lint.
No. That's too far.
Lint trap. Dryer sheets. Now I'm just doing word association. How about the math club? I was in a math club. It kind of sucked.
Well, imagine one day people say, "Oh, D&D's just a stupid cult."
Roll for initiative, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They'd fight you on. I mean, honestly, you'd fight them on it, and they'll fight you on it. I mean, everybody's different. I mean, you're not like there's no two people out there who are exactly the same.
No, I wouldn't actually say. I'm just like, I mean, whatever, man. You do you.
Oh gosh, you know what, Hannah? I actually
It's really popular.
when I went to UVA
Nice.
Wise, I was actually going into the theater department a little bit. I was there. You know, I wanted to get a degree in history, but I wanted to try and do stuff in
Right.
acting as well, in theater. So what I did was I did the I actually tried out for a few things. And one thing that they did, they were doing an abridged version of the Rent musical. And I was just like, "Oh shit, I want to get in on this." See, even if I'm like in a little bit part. And there was something that killed my want and desire to be a part of the theater group at that college. I was sitting there, and I got my guitar out, and I learned the guitar part to "Will I," which is one of my favorite songs from Rent. I knew the words to it and everything. I was sitting there and I was playing the guitar part and everything, and our school did a full version of Rent. Get on our level. Well, Hannah, here's the thing. If I could get on your level, I would, but unfortunately, I'm from South fucking West Virginia. All's I can say. So,
It made me lose count.
45.
Hold on. Anyway, keep going.
Okay, so we were doing. I was doing I was playing the guitar part to "Will I," and I started singing it, and I was doing it with a few people who were there with me, and there were some people who didn't know like how to sing "Will I" properly. They were singing a little off key. I didn't mind though because we were practicing and we were getting all that in, and then when it was like the third time through with it, when Mark Cohen starts to sing,
Mm-hmm.
and it was about halfway through that. One of the guys I was with who was singing off key. One of the theater heads, or one of the big production assistants comes out, looks at all of us and says, "Ugh, guys, can you just stop? I mean, if you're not gonna do it right, don't do it at all."
Wow.
And I was just like, "Man, we're practicing. We're just sitting here."
No,
singing it.
Southwest Virginia, not Southwest Virginia.
No, like
Southwest.
yeah, Virginia. I live in Virginia, but
The southwest
corner
portion.
southwest corner of Virginia. But honestly, that to me was just like that to me personified what their theater department was all about, because everybody pretty much kissed this guy's ass because he was just like Mr. Primo. Mr. Primo of the whole place. So I was just like, okay, I can't be a part of this if he's calling all the shots. I'm not gonna do it. And yeah, it pretty much just devolved from there. My love, I never stopped Rent's my favorite musical of all time because of its real world tone, its story, its music,
It's real good.
everything. I mean, it's pretty much a lost generation of artists, because that entire generation of artists, especially in New York, was decimated by the AIDS virus.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we lost a lot of talented people, and hell, by some sick, strange sense of
Overdid it.
self-prophecy, we lost Jonathan Larson before he was able to see the extent of which Rent was able to go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad. Well, it is important to correct yourself during practice, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that he needs to be an asshat. I mean, look, I believe in doing it right as well, but first time in, they're learning it and everything, and all of a sudden you're just like ugh, don't do it. If you're not gonna do it, don't do it at all. If you're not gonna do it right, don't do it at all. I mean, you're killing a person's love for something before they even have a chance to grow.
Am I too geeky for books to fully understand D&D? No.
No.
Anybody can enjoy D&D.
Anybody.
Trust me.
How about Grease? Actually, funny enough, my school for 9 o'clock club did Grease, but it was the year before. But it was the year before my freshman year, so I wasn't able to be a part of it.
You were right, and that was bad directing.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't see that part. Sorry about that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, you should absolutely try D&D. Like, for example, Jacob, who does not enjoy math, has been playing D&D with in a game that I've been running.
Angels in America. I've seen it, actually. Yeah,
and,
Mason Flat. I've seen it.
Jacob has been having a good time. Amazingly enough. So, I mean, it's fine. Yeah, show that one and the bottom one down there. Yeah. No, up one. That one. Because it's an add-on to the previous one. So.
Oh.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Yeah, that guy was kind of a butt, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
I don't have anything. I don't really have anything else to say about that guy. Well, you know what he's doing now? He's an out, and I quote, as he puts on his Facebook, an out of work actor in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Well, honestly, however he leads his life, it doesn't matter to me.
I kind of would pay money to see Jacob in D&D. So Jacob is actually, oh my god. Okay, Hannah, you want to hear stories? We're gonna have. Is this a private thing for friends?
Story time.
This is an IRL campaign that happens at Elena's house. Elena's parents are part of the group. Elena's dad played 2nd edition and hasn't gotten to play in many, many years. And Elena's mom has never played, but she's heard Elena's dad talk about it, and so she wanted to try. So, Jacob is playing an elven ranger who his name came to him in a nightmare. His character is named Anfi Shelf. An elf, Anfi Shelf. Jacob is a monster. But he's having fun because I basically, like, Rangers are sort of underpowered in 3.5, which sucks. Because that's like, oh, hey, I want to play that. So I'm basically, like, giving him access to all kinds of trick arrows. Because, you know, that's fun. Legolas. I would have been happier with Legolas. God, just... that thing high up enough for you to build the bottom wing? I may have to, like, move stuff up. But I'm working on things. Mostly, if I can get the top wing done so I can see exactly, like... Because the thing is, with this angle, the height of the wing is stupid. Like, this wing is just... It's entirely too tall. And I thought that the fins wouldn't be... Ben, what are you trying to build? I'm working on this thing. It's an airship. Was he a ranger of the power variety? No. He was a ranger of, like, the Aragorn variety. fun, Ben. Will do, Ryan Simpson. Have a good one. But I'm glad that he's having fun, and I want everybody to have fun in my game. Got no D&D group IRL. The campaign is open. He stares me right in the eye and lies. No. Oh, Hannah. That sucks. What? Hannah asked about joining a D&D group. IRL with folks at her school. They flat out told her no, and they were lying about the group being open. That sucks. Will you be able to finish it? What time is it over there? What time is it? You could tell I'm not tired because I don't care what. Oh, it's 1 o'clock. I don't know that I'm going to finish it. This is mostly just me dicking around because I've had a bad day and I just need to chill, you know. Funniest D&D moment. Oh God. So this is the reason. Oh, okay. So I've got two that sort of tie. Both of them just like incredibly groan worthy. Go with me on this. So I had just joined this particular campaign. Hadn't been in there very long. And is this the same game where somebody No, I wasn't in that game. I wish I was in that game. I read about that and it was fantastic. So we had gotten separated, and I had gotten put in the group with the gnome wizard and the halfling rogue. I was a human ranger. So, you know, here we are going around this place trying to find a particular trying to find a fugitive. And so we come to the first door, and they start knocking on it, and the wizard, who's very full of himself, both in and out of character, decided to go knock, knock, and then on the third one cast the spell knock, which immediately opens a door. It just flat out blows the door open. So, bop, bop, boom! So, the room is empty. Nobody was in there. The fugitive was not in there. And so then they decide, oh, well, we'll just start looking around then. Well, so they start looking around, and they find the person who lived there had been cooking stew. So the rogue goes in, starts trying the stew, and is like, oh, this sucks, and starts like working on it and stealing all kinds of stuff. I'm sitting here going, oh my God, you guys, stop doing this. About this time, the person who owns this particular apartment comes back and is very unhappy that people are not in his domicile. So at that point I go, all right. The wizard put everything back. We're going to give him money to repair the door. Why should I give him money to repair the door? So that we don't get killed. And I'm like, okay, you put everything back. What are you talking about? Put everything back. everything that you stole. And so she starts just like putting back silverware and bowls and all of this. And basically, at that point, I developed a severe distrust of the short people, which has ranged throughout the rest of my games. You can't trust them.
Develop a distrust of the short people. That's racist.
Hey, they're small characters. And they were terrifying. The other one was I was in a completely different campaign with some of the same players, and they decided, okay, well, we're gonna we're just gonna go along and it'll be all right. Well, so we're breaking into this cult's stronghold. And our sweet Jeebus man, what is going on here? I'm working on a airship wing, which, yeah, this is the way too much. Is Chico okay? Yeah, he's fine. He's over here sleeping. He's a sleepy boy. Okay, I need to resize this. So, our bard decides he's going to sneak off and go at it a different way. Not bright, that one. So, we're going, we're just going along. And they, wait, I missed it. What are you building? I'm working on parts of the design for this airship. Right now, I'm working on wing designs. Wait, is this why you think bards suck? I've only ever seen one bard played effectively. But, so this bard, he's going along, and he's doing all kinds of stuff, trying to get through. And the rest of us are just, walking through, having an easy time. He decides he's going to sneak off on his own. And so we get to the end, and it's like, okay, now we have to follow these guys. What spells do we have left? And the bard goes, I don't have any spells left. Wait. That way's north. Okay, now I'm out of spells for the day. And I went, Keith, you idiot. Because locate north was one of the spells that he had. It was the last spell he cast for the day. He just burned it because he could. Anyway, those were the most groan-inducing D&D moments I've ever had. If I finally get a D&D group and make the bard I was always meant to play, it is over for... Hannah, I believe you. Bards can be good. I've seen it happen. But only once. Only once. Ever played the Persona series? No, but I want to. I'm actually working on a tabletop version of Persona, actually. Do you play with multiclassing? Yes. In the second story, I had a level of fighter and then went 4 levels of cleric. It was good. I don't know anything about D&D. Can I be Optimus Prime? Warforged Druid? So, yes? I guess? Kind of? Yeah, actually, I guess you could. Change into a truck. Or like, it'd be more like Beast Wars, I guess. So more like... Team Fortress 2 D&D game. I mean, it's possible. Alright, so this whole thing... Have you ever hit your bard in the nuts? No, but I've wanted to. God, have I wanted to. Alright, so we need to... I was playing an Arcane Trickster, and I opened a scroll and got sent to the 7th Circle of Hell. Wow, your DM hated you. That's not cool. Ain't even half cool. Paladins roll out. Yeah, that's about right. Warforged are real fun. Want to be a wizard whose only spell is to summon an attack helicopter? Ever read a book? I have... Why do I hear static every once in a while? Are you hearing it now? Because if so, I can explain it. Ooh, I need torches. Because then I can mark the tins. I don't think that static sounds like Nate cooking. Correct! It's Nate cooking. Is someone frying eggs or is that noise static? Nate's making sausage?
Yes.
Sausage, yes.
Package was 2 days to about 2 days from expiring. Plus, I don't know. Always sounded good.
Okay, I just heard it. That's fine. I mean, it's no worries. I'm glad you asked. Hannah, that's amazing.
Wait. Hey Ben, what mic do you got?
10-1.
Okay.
Yeah. He's an embarrassing speak. Nah, Kenny, you're good. I sent you guys a message through YouTube messaging. I don't know how that works. Oh, wow, I gotta... Dang, my Discord's blowing up. Is Nate a master chef?
You can hear me now. Hello.
Oh,
I'm in the kitchen. Listen to this sizzle. Yes.
Damn it, Derek. Let's see. I once got a proficiency in throwing halflings. That's fantastic.
So is work tossing?
So, interestingly enough, Michael is also in this campaign. Michael has determined that he wants somebody to pick him up and throw him.
I'm all about that.
I have determined that if he makes us, or if he decides to do that, I will allow that to count as a sneak attack, because nobody is going to expect a halfling to be thrown into the air and then throw daggers at somebody.
How does he want to be thrown? Like just like that, or like overhead and tossed, or?
I think maybe just more like football.
Okay, I could probably do that. He's light enough.
Well, I mean, Michael's playing a halfling, so there's no worries there. But also just, I may have given him gloves that are just infinite knives. Just every knives.
That sounds both deadly and silly.
How does Michael's halfling get enough momentum in his dagger throws? Funny you should mention that. The gloves are also set up to give a telekinetic push to any dagger he throws. So it increases the range of it, but so I'll also give him the physics of, you know, the gloves themselves are exerting a force. And do you know the D&D story involving a failed spot check and a bear? Yes, I do. Because, so Michael is the type to want to optimize everything. Which, I mean, is one of the things that I like about him. He wants to do the math and have the most optimal setup.
Which I can respect.
Which, I mean, I respect. Because I, too, enjoy, you know, fine-tuning everything. So, when Michael was like, I want to throw daggers and be thrown, I was like, okay, if I let him do this, he's not going to try to optimize and break this game. So, you know, I'm perfectly happy with that. Please ask Nate what kind of sausages those are. I'm curious now. Nate, what kind of sausages are those?
Brown sugar and honey.
Brown sugar honey sausage. Wow, that sounds really good, actually.
It's delicious.
Why does it sound humorous when I say I made up classes of my own, with one of them slashing a dead fish at a robot as a melee weapon? Nice. I respect this. I had fun with the stream. Good night, Ben and Nate. Good night, JoJo.
Night, JoJo.
Wait, hold on. I believe the technical term is goodbye, JoJo. There we go. I did it. Thanks. Thanks, Tio. So, when I thought I was doing a Pokemon stream, I was going to open with somebody having... So, there's a guy on YouTube who does, quote-unquote, high-quality rips, where it's just, like, joke remixes. And so, I totally had a, like, versions of JoJo's song, like JoJo's songs in the Pokemon sound font to open the stream with.
Oh, Lord.
These guys should do a Dungeons & Dragons game. Once I feel like I've got more experience as a DM, which I'm working on.
I wouldn't mind doing Arkham Horror again.
I wouldn't mind doing Arkham Horror again. And I think, honestly, like, I might just continue running the game, because it has been brought to my attention that makes the game run so much faster. So, like...
Oh, did you play Arkham Horror the other night?
We didn't. What we actually played last night was, of all things, essentially a murder mystery.
Huh.
So... Ooh, wait, do I have... Is it in here? Where is that? Might be under miscellaneous. Where are the fire charges? Where are the fire charges? Give me the fire charges. But turns out that I was playing an alchemist, and it was great. It also turned out that I might have been the murderer a little bit. But it's fine. I got away with it. I mean, I didn't really want to be the murderer, so, you know.
Well,
I'm totally fine with that.
I don't think Ed Kemper wanted to be a murderer. He just did it because it excited him.
I mean, my character was being blackmailed.
Oh.
I totally wasn't a willing participant in this murder. So, anyway. There were some mild glitches in the writing. But hang on, Heartbound. No, I can't say that I have. But I mean, you know, it was a fun time. And then we played some Mario Kart. Mario Kart is also fun times.
Daniel Clark, no, but I have heard a lot about it. A lot about Waco. Is Discord a good place to look for an online D&D group?
Yes! Yes, it is!
Mason F. Carter? Yes, it is.
Yeah, so they'll use Roll20, and there are all manner of campaigns that happen, and Yeah, just get on there and look about. You never know what you'll find. Honestly, there's just a lot of cool people on Discord. Also, Bone is there.
Actually, Bone is here.
I know. That's why I said it.
Oh.
I want to make sure he heard me. We're just going to do this. This will be faster. As it burns down the rest of my wing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch it happen.
Yeah. You should tell the stream the bear story. I was just like, This is why you didn't get Taco Bell, Bone. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't forget about Kurt. Anyway.
How can we forget about our loving cassowary?
Yeah, just a duck.
Hey, Kurt, quack like a duck. Bork.
Right. Look at all this poor being burned. This is abuse.
You about
clean up, man.
You about flipped there when you thought it was.
Uh-huh. I did.
You were like,
I did. I had a moment. So the bear story is basically so you had a player who was a bear, and this bear basically made a bluff check so good that everybody thought he was a human. And people kept rolling low on their sense motive and spot checks. Ooh, that don't sound good. And essentially, he was. Everybody just assumed he was a human. Eventually, he ended up saving a king and the king made him a lord. Finally, somebody noticed the bear and actually rolled well enough to make the spot check. They were like, "Oh my God, that's a bear! What is a bear doing in here?" That man was believed to be crazy, and they apologized to Lord Barrington for the attack on his character. Lord Barrington's response was simply to roar, which they all thought he was speaking English because his bluff check was so good. Everyone's cool except that guy Bone. Man, I hate him. Sorry, Bone. I'm sorry I was making jokes about you. Also, Nate's having a rough time. Can I send you a shitty Ace Attorney meme I made? Yes, Hannah, send me the Ace Attorney memes. But also, I doubt it's a shitty meme. Scientology is basically a cult. Scientology is a cult. Like, that's not even up for debate. That is the best thing I've heard all day. You should, like Don Fluffles? Yes. Like Don Fluffles. You guys ever played Fable? I played Fable and didn't really enjoy it. I showed Elena and she liked it. Yeah, Elena's all about them memes. All about them sweet, sweet memes. Can't forgive Elena for her sins on Taco Bell. God damn it. Oh. Your thoughts on a human monk beast tamer? Yeah? Yeah, no, it works. Black coffee and leaves, yeah. Wow. Wow. Rook and Skittles the T-Rex? No. What has Elena done against the most holy house of Taco Bell? Mostly that she went to Taco Bell and didn't get Bone any. Bone doesn't live anywhere near us. It's bandanas. Sorry, the what now? I know what you meant to say, but I think it's funnier that it came out as bandanas. Oh, just for Portugal. It's the best part of the meme. Yeah, that's a very Von Karma thing to say, isn't it? Ever played Prey, the 2017 version? I played a little bit of it. It wasn't bad. Although, from what I understand, I didn't get far enough into it. A long-ass time ago, too. That was during Spoopstober. I remember when that was. That was during Spoopstober. Because it was me... That was the stream that was Jacob playing pixel horror games. Because Elena showed up late for that and brought everyone food. Why, of all things, do I remember that? Why is that one of the things that I remember? Is the time Elena didn't get Bone Taco Bell. Show us your megatome. My what? Sorry, my what now? You mean Faith, aka dial-up connection voice. Morties. Yeah, Hannah. Everyone, he said. Yeah, Bone. Quit being salty. I know you're not salty. I know you're not actually salty. You know I'm just messing with you, Bone, right? Who do you think is the best couple in DC? Probably, like...
Ivy and Harley.
Yeah, the one I was pulling for was Ivy and Harley, quite honestly. But, then that didn't work.
Well, they were still a couple for an extended period of time.
Yeah, and then... I don't know. Made me sad. Alright, cool, Bone. You alright, buddy?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay.
Got
Megatome is when you make a huge binder of all your D&D stuff. Oh, good God. I have a lot of stuff. I have so much D&D stuff. Like, holy shit. All the lies L. Ron Hubbard made, putting him claiming to have founded the United States Air... Okay, hold on. L. Ron Hubbard claimed to have founded the United States Air Force.
Yes. One of his many peccadillos.
Excellent use of the word peccadillo, Nate. I don't hear that word nearly enough. Good job. Excommunicate both Pen and Bone for failing to mention the Great Church of Arby's. Excuse you.
Okay.
Comedy Gold. This is Jacob receiving a gun. Someone saying, "Oh, you only have one shot," and Jacob immediately firing the gun into a wall. Yeah, I forgot that you watched that recently, Hannah.
Which one was that?
Faith.
You only have one shot.
No. A gun with one bullet. Damn it.
Yeah. I just got here. What's happening?
But someone actually
Ben
banned
is...
someone impersonating me. Yeah. What's happening? Hold on. Drink. And now we can see. Yay.
Ben is building a ship.
Yeah, I've been working on this airship thing for a while, and now I'm having to tune wing designs, which I'm sure is not that interesting.
Quick question. Is GTA 5 still $60?
Depends on if you catch it on sale. Because
That's true.
I bought it for Elena for Christmas for...
Oh.
Hold on. $24.
No, it's still got stuff in it.
Ooh, that's a nice surprise. What about that guy who kept spamming "Get Good"? Man,
He never got good.
yeah. Hannah, that's precious. I appreciate it. It's $29 at the GameStop I work at. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, you can get a used copy for like.
You can get the game for cheap.
Yeah.
You just gotta go and look for it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like the Handsome Jack Handsome collection. I found it. You could actually get it at GameStop for $24.
Yeah.
I believe.
Oh yeah.
Which is to me a good deal. I got mine for $30.
Yeah. I mean, see, you can get GTA 5 for cheapsies.
Yeah.
What are your anticipated Switch games this year? Oh man. Bayonetta and Bayonetta 2 are going to be fantastic. Kirby Star Allies is going to be great.
The new Metroid Prime.
The new Metroid Prime, which I don't think that's this year.
I thought it was.
I don't think it is. I still remember 2 years ago the great spam war Banjo-Kazooie. Oh man.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Just remember this: you've yet to see anyone outsmart Bullet. Ah. Are Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy still a couple? No. Because Ivy actually broke up with Harley over.
It was her wanting to.
Like her needing to continue her crusade. Which, I mean, sucks. But she was very clear to tell Harley, you've made me realize that I need to have a relationship sooner rather than later. Can't wait for that open world Pokemon Switch game. Dude.
Yeah.
It's gonna get nuts.
Yeah, a lot of people were just like, oh.
Hannah, you're exactly right. They were a great couple. Yes! They were!
They were good for each
They
other.
were good for each other! I'm so mad. I'm still mad. I'm gonna be mad forever. Jeez, like...
Well, you see, that's the kicker, though. You want them to stay together. DC may want them to stay together, but here's the thing.
But it sells comics.
It sells
if they
comics
don't.
if they do not. That is the kicker. That's the point of them telling that story. Look, you can have a resolution of the story. Heck, if they wanted to, they could have done 3 different endings. The one where Harley and Ivy move out to the country together. Ivy raises her crops. Harley volunteers at like the local health center and all that.
Yeah.
And they both live happy lives, sitting there, sitting on a porch, drinking Ivy's organic wine,
Yeah.
and enjoying their day. Scenario B: the Joker comes in, and they have to fight the Joker and his men in order to truly gain Harley's freedom from his grasp.
Yeah.
Scenario C:
they break up.
Yeah. Well, so why not?
Mason F. Carter, I don't know if that necessarily works in 5th edition, but I know it works in 3.5.
Harley needs happiness in her life.
She does.
Harley does. And here's one thing you have to consider. When you look at Harley Quinn, you have to look at her from every perspective of which she's been a character, because you look at her in her early days, the crazy, infatuated with Joker.
Mm-hmm.
And then as she is matured as a character, she, certain iterations of her have moved on from the Joker. Because she realized, I'm not going to change him. And he's just going to wind up killing me one day.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't see me as someone who can help him. He sees me as a pawn to use for his sick little game. And then there's the scenarios like, I don't know. There's certain scenarios where Harley actually regains her sanity.
Mm-hmm.
And actually becomes a more functional member of society, however you want to see that.
Sort of returns to her life as Dr. Quinzel.
Yes.
Yeah.
and then there's certain aspects where she actually becomes sort of. I've actually heard of one story. She actually becomes sort of like a night nurse character where
Oh yeah.
she actually deals with. She actually becomes sort of a heroine. She becomes a heroine, and she actually takes care of stuff as a night nurse.
Yeah.
Instead of as like the Harley Quinn persona, she actually adopts a new one.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Oh yeah, I like that. I like it. It's just like the Judge for Two-Face.
Yeah,
it's just done right.
Well, so here's the thing about Harley Quinn. She is a much more nuanced and three-dimensional character than a lot of people give her credit for. Case in point, I thought that Suicide Squad did not do her justice in that regard.
Well, the studio didn't want to do her regards in that. David Ayer actually had a lot more planned out for Harley to make her a more three-dimensional character, but the studio didn't like the serious nature of it and cut it out for the sake of comedy because they wanted Deadpool. No, that's it. They wanted Deadpool instead of Suicide Squad. Here's the thing. If you want Deadpool, buy the rights from Fox and do Deadpool. Okay? This is Suicide Squad. This isn't Deadpool.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to have its own identity. If it doesn't have its own identity, then everyone's just going to say, oh, well, they're trying too hard to be Deadpool here. And guess what? Everybody said the exact same thing. They're trying way too hard to be Deadpool here.
And they weren't.
No, they weren't.
Yeah.
Squirrel King, we're not ignoring you. There's a lot going on. There's Ben building this.
I mean,
there's a conversation
there's
going
a
on
whole
between
lot
us.
in chat,
There's about 10 conversations going on in chat. And there's us trying to pay attention to chat. We're sorry if you think that we're ignoring you, but we're not.
No.
It's not like, oh, there's Squirrel King, ignore him. No, just ignore him.
Wow.
No, just ignore him.
That's a lot of effort.
No, I know, right?
Yeah.
Too much effort for us because it's
no
almost
worries.
impossible.
No worries. Jeez, these wing dimensions are going to be hard to figure out. Because see, like, okay.
I don't know if she's officially gay, but she literally
doesn't like. Yeah, that's about right for Ivy.
Well, she doesn't like men. She's been in relationships. For instance, when she was in a relationship with Harvey Dent, pre Two-Face.
That went well.
Well, pre Two-Face, and then after when he became Two-Face. And then there's another thing. She sees men as like the cruelty of man as a whole, whereas it's men who are in the industrious, the whole industrious side of man and everything. She sees that as the sickness that is that's causing her plants and thus the world to die. Now, I think there are some male characters that have sided with her, and they've sided with her because they agree with her.
Yeah. I mean, and Swamp Thing would be one of them.
Yes, Swamp Thing
they're
one.
Both avatars of the green, which is like the plant-based force of the planet.
Yeah, because certain aspects of the plants, they have a mind of their own to some degree.
Yeah.
And they pretty much not infected, but they inspired Ivy and they gave birth to Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
And actually I believe Croc as well. Her and Croc had a not a relationship, more of a working relationship. He was the muscle that got her into where she needed to be, and she was the mastermind.
Yeah.
Which, that's the commonplace thing with Croc. Because Croc does have intelligence. He does have intelligence.
Yeah.
It all depends on, who's writing him.
Yeah, like, Croc is not as dumb as a lot of people write him to be.
No. You see, he actually, in some stories, has deliberately played the pawn so that he could actually do a turn on them.
Oh yeah,
and take what they were after.
Yep, that's absolutely true.
I've seen him do that, and God, Gosh, I forget who Ivy's last relationship before Harley was. Oh, God.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
I can't either. I know she's been in, like, a few, but she's never had, like, massive relationship. Like, the first big relationship she had was with Harley.
Yeah.
Ah, damn. I mean, it's never proper to write off, plot threads for somebody. Actually, I remember at one point, Ivy wasn't infatuated with Batman. She thought that maybe she could turn Batman to her side if she showed him what was happening.
Yeah.
And in some aspects, he agreed with her. And she actually thought that maybe he'd turn over to her side. But given her extreme nature to get rid of humanity, he disagreed with that. And thus, they butted heads on that, and eventually they fought over it.
If Croc has intelligence, then Bane has intelligence too, right? Bane is a very smart character. Bane figured out Batman's identity.
Yeah.
Bane is a powerful crime lord.
He was actually trained by the League of Shadows.
Yes.
Same people that trained Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And in a lot of aspects, he actually is smart. In some aspects, he's smarter than Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
His one biggest flaw that he always has, and it's because of the venom that is flowing through his veins, arrogance. His arrogance.
Well, I mean, one of his biggest weaknesses was the addiction to venom.
Well, yeah.
Which he has now worked himself off of.
Well, yeah, but he still had, arrogance was his biggest issue back then, big time. He still has that air of arrogance to him, but nowhere near like he used to.
Yeah.
But it has to be built up to. His arrogance has to be built up. But, yeah. Oh, God, no, don't bring that up.
I can't believe I'm actually...
Nate, that's in Dark Knight Rises. Well, actually, in certain stories, it's the same. Bane was trained by the League of Shadows, the same as Batman.
Yeah.
That's been in the stories. Now, albeit, the part with, Talia al Ghul and all that.
Oh, that was dumb.
Look, okay, no. I loved the turn that they did, but the way they wrote part of her character to me was just like, no, because it didn't fit Talia al Ghul.
Right, yeah.
But I did like what they did at the end, because all of a sudden it's a bait and switch.
Yeah.
And it's done very well, because you're thinking, oh, so it was Bane who escaped. No. It wasn't.
Except that they sort of made it obvious.
Well,
like,
it was obvious. It was obvious more so later on in the film, but early on, you didn't get that. Now, early on, I didn't get that when I first watched it.
I mean, I have a bad habit of just sort of like going, oh, they're gonna do this, aren't they? And then it's just like, oh, hey, they did that. Great, that's...
Well, yeah. Well, me, I had, especially, back then, I had a full suspension of storylines in my head. Now I can't turn it off, and I hate it.
Yeah. We got old.
Yeah.
Got old.
Cynicism eventually wins out.
It's true.
Well, that's the unfortunate nature of the beast, I guess.
Yeah. This 45-degree angle it's good, and I like the design, but the 45-degree angle is not going to work.
Well, you know what that means.
Rebuild it and start over.
Burn it down!
Well, I mean, I'm not going to burn
I know.
it down yet. I'm probably going to actually start working on the other side over here. So, anyway.
Nate, do you think the Joker should get a new henchwoman or henchman like Bob?
Dude,
Bob was awesome.
Bob was the best.
Bob was too good for the friggin' Joker.
Yeah, Bob deserved better than what he got.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do though?
I mean, are you gonna tell the Joker, "Hey, you're not good enough for Bob"? See?
He stole my balloons. Bob Gunn.
Bob.
No.
Bob's the best.
Bob deserves so much more. But okay, so let's see, what was I? So does the Joker deserve a new henchman or henchwoman like that? I don't know.
I don't deserve. No.
But will he? Okay,
Will he probably get one?
probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Okay. His most famous henchman / woman, Harley, by
Right,
far.
obviously.
I mean, given how popular Harley Quinn is, it's almost impossible to deny that. But I will say this:
I mean, there's been
there's
few
been others.
Prank for one,
Yeah.
which I mean that wasn't good.
Let's see. But honestly, who the Joker has with him, I think is less important. I think it's instead of who the Joker has with him, instead it's what is the Joker going to make that person do? I mean, if you want to give the person a character, that has like I don't know, not a moral center per se, but more of a, I guess more of a conscience.
Yeah.
If you want to play it that way, I mean, I don't know, because you'd have
Kenny. That's not bad. Yeah. Thoughts on the Joker turning his face into a mask? Oh God, that was a whole thing.
Yeah.
That was real.
Okay, it was to me it was up there with Magneto stealing Professor X's brain.
Wait, that was a thing they did?
Yes. Magneto broke in whilst Professor X was comatose and stole Professor X's brain.
I'm angry.
I wish that wasn't a thing, but it was a thing. And it angers me that it was a thing.
Yep.
Because why?
Why?
And then another thing as well. You see, there's always going to be, like, I'll say this much: Marvel, like comic books as a whole right now, have been on the decline, which is sad to say because they've actually had some pretty interesting writers and people get involved.
Wasn't it Red Skull, not Magneto?
Was it Red Skull?
I
because I remember my buddy Daniel Moore showing me that comic, and when he showed it to me, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was just like,
"This is dumb.
Is this for real, dude?
This is dumb."
Maybe it was Red Skull. I don't know.
Hannah, I have heard of that game, and it looks pretty sweet. Like I have heard good things about Valhalla.
Oh, Valhalla?
VA11 Hall A.
Huh.
It's pretty sweet.
Oh.
Like it's sort of like you essentially play as a bartender. A bartender in the realm of like Cowboy Bebop. Almost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right?
Okay, I see what you mean. There's one game that it's in beta right now.
My sis just confirmed it was Red Skull. Yeah, that
Okay, it
doesn't
was
sound
Red
like
Skull.
Magneto.
Okay,
that
it was Red
sounds
Skull.
like Red Skull.
Okay, it was Red Skull.
100%.
My mistake.
That sounds like Red Skull.
My mistake.
So yeah, that I'd buy. Will you guys react to the new Kingdom Hearts trailer? Yes.
Yes.
It will happen.
Eventually.
I mean,
Hunt Showdown, that's it. Hunt Showdown is actually a very interesting concept of a game.
okay, what do you got?
Dig this.
Tell me about it.
There's this massive map. It's sort of a swampy like a very swampy area.
Mm-hmm.
And in this place there are Cthulhu-esque like zombies and monsters that you have to either fight them or you make your way around them. All depends on how you want to play the game.
Right.
And in this world there are they call them sources. There are sources of this world where you can actually like absorb it and get more power.
Mm-hmm.
And from doing that, you actually get you actually are able to get more stuff. But whenever you are playing this, you randomly spawn in.
Okay.
If you're by yourself, you randomly spawn in anywhere on the map, and each area, each little piece of area
Mm-hmm.
has all of these creatures in it, and one big boss of the area. Now, here's the interesting thing.
Okay.
It's not just you that's in this area. It is random players from all over the internet as
Okay.
well. And you have to not only try and not get killed by them, but you also have to beat them to the proverbial punch. And it's very interesting to see how they execute this because the map's actually huge. Map's actually very huge, and its concept is very cool, and I like the world that they built because it's very creepy and very very Cthulhu, very inspired by Call of Cthulhu. You can tell. And right now it's open beta. I love the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack. Funk Overload. You are not wrong.
So, Kenny, I will say this. Doc Mercy is a name that I know has been used in. It was used in Borderlands 2.
Oh.
So, that one's something to consider. Also, Yellow Demon sounds a whole lot like the boss from Mega Man. Mega Man 2. So. What was I gonna? I don't know what I was gonna say. Actually, probably what I should say is, I'm tired and need to go to bed.
Oh, you too, huh?
Uh-huh. Pick it up with that bunch of toddlers tomorrow. Good luck. Good luck with that, Hannah. All right. Yeah, I think it's about that time. I'm going to keep working on these wing designs, but I'm glad that you all could sort of help me with these. And I'm glad that we had a nice chill stream.
Yeah.
So
Really chill.
yeah, good times. So, until next time. Nah, just leave it,
dude.
Just leave it.
Talk about desperate.
Just leave it. So,
Pathetic.
anyway, guys, we'll see you later. I hope you had fun.
See ya.
Wait.
I got this.
Wait.